Hi and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm looking at the latest release for the Free Orchestra 2 and if you've watched my previous video you'll know that they are releasing a new instrument every month. So it started off with sealed Tasto strings in August, and then at the end of September it's released bold Legato Brass, and I'll give you a quick blast of how that sounds. Before I go over to Complete Control and have a look at it, I want to flag up some problems I had with actually installing it, because it was a bit of an epic. So I'll open up Native Access. So yeah, so Free Orchestra 2 is, so you've got Free Orchestra 1 and then 2. So there was an update to Free Orchestra 1, which I covered in the video, and then the Free Orchestra 2 was released a few months ago. When I tried to access September's instrument, so I opened Native Access and there was nothing there to say update or whatever. So I contacted ProjectSam and they told me that for it to show up in the updates up here, so that's my updates kind of section, you have to log out of Native Access. So I did that, so I logged out, logged back in again, and true enough, there was an update for it. So so I updated that, launched Complete Control, and it still wasn't there. So I thought, all right, okay, so I went back on. So the only other thing that you can do is to reinstall. So I reinstalled the whole app, which was, 2 GB. And so I did that, and as you can see from the release notes, features new instrument bold Legato Brass. So that is being added. When I opened up Complete Control again, it was actually there. So if anybody is having problems with trying to get this, that's what you have to do. So you have to log out, update, and then reinstall. And that is a lot of faff. So I don't know if they're going to fix this. I'm going to send them a link to this video so that they can see what I had to do. Because like I said, I did email them about it, but I didn't either email them back to say this is what I've had to do. That first sort of issue. But like I said, once you've done that, it is all okay. Right, so here we are in Complete Control, and I have loaded up the Free Orchestra 2, the strings on as well, but I'm going to mute them for the time being. So I'll mute the strings and we'll have a look at brass. So if you go up to your library, you can see you've now got 2. At the end of this month, we will get October's. And that's, we have no idea what they are. Right, so bold Legato Brass, this beautiful legato instrument consists of 4 horns and 3 trombones. Performing together was taken from Symphobia 2. Connect notes to trigger legato, powered by real legato intervals. As you can see, this is the kind of normal layout now for the Free Orchestra 1 and 2. So in this case, you've got volume, dynamics, and then stack velocity. The mod wheel adjusts the dynamics, and on my S49 Mark II, the second knob adjusts the stack, and normally it's up around about 104, about 3 o'clock. Now I've adjusted the colour on this. It's not normally purple, and it's because the strings were kind of yellow, so there wasn't enough contrast. So when I switch the strings on, you'll be able to see more. So basically the brass is going from A flat to C. So that's C4, but down to whatever that is. Yeah, so that's C2. And depending on how hard you hit it, you'll get different effects. So if I bring the dynamics down a bit and just play the note and bring the dynamics in, you can see what sort of effect you get. And if we go to advanced, you'll see that is your keyboard section there. So and if you haven't watched the other videos, you can see you can actually adjust this. So for instance, we could take it just down to say go from C2 to C3, which is probably not a bad idea because the higher brass notes are not as nice. I prefer the lower brass ones. The tweaks I always just leave, also the toggles, and then like I said, I've changed the color there, so it was a kind of that kind of peachy color, whatever it is. So I've changed it to purple just so you can maybe see a bit more difference when I switch the strings on. And then you've got octave shift there. So we'll just leave that as is. So we'll go back to performance. And like I said, you've got attack, release, reverb, a limiter, filter, stereo, and that is standard through all of them. That if I go switch to strings, you'll see it's exactly the same. And that's it. And on the strings, you've got cloudiness attached to knob 2 on the keyboard is adjusting the cloudiness. So we'll actually whack the cloudiness up a bit for when I bring that in. So like I said, that is the brass. So you've got horns and trombones. And very nice it is too. So right, it says, so I'll switch the strings on and you'll see that we now have lilac, purple, and then we've got yellow for the strings. So because of the keyboard split, the strings go full length of the keyboard. If I go into advanced, you can see they go right up to 6, down to C1. If we go back to performance, if I go up an octave, I can play all the kind of high strings on their own without any brass. And then that's the first brass there. So so this is the lower strings, right down to C1. And like I said, I can adjust the cloudiness and also the dynamics. So we can take the cloudiness down a bit. And that is the brass there coming in. So obviously this section in the middle with the purple, you've got the strings and brass combined. And like I said, you can adjust the dynamics. So I do like the kind of dynamics up around a bit there, I think. Once you get more instruments, you can add in more of those as well, because you can get up to, I think, 10 instruments. And like I said, I've got the Master EQ switched on as well, and that just kind of helps. I normally have that switched on. So if we mute the strings again. So if so I'll put the attack up a bit, and we'll put the reverb, we'll put the, so if I adjust the filter as well, let's hear what it sounds like adjusting the filter. Bump up the reverb. So we'll just take the attack down. That's a bit too much attack, I think. Like I said, the stack velocity does sound a lot better up at around about 100. So there we go. So that is the latest Free Orchestra 2 release, the Bold Legato Brass. And like I said, next month we will be getting something else, but we don't know what. So anyway, so that is it for today. And hopefully you enjoyed that. And if you did, please like, subscribe, share and comment. And I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.